abusia for eye Malik Basintale se no ekasai no ho aba asem a enya asem ketwa yes Malik Basintale abusia no ho aba asem 9 million Ghana cedis abusia no kre se saa dwumadie no ode saa 9 million no na yeye na se dwumadie bi wo ho a ente saa na mum eye ntwato bi na je so omo etwa de ato eye Malik Basintale a efa eye 9 million Ghana cedis wo abusia mo entem na sese ha eda so aye be media GHS se ene ane dey call the channel so subscribe there my notification bell for podcast updates. Yes.
Malik Basintale, who was shouting and clamoring for 6K men, 5K men, is now putting 9 million Ghana cedis, equivalent of 900,000 USD, into youth in Techiberry.
Nothing like that ever took place, and no payment of that sort was made to anybody. Ibrahim
Mohammed's private jet departs Ghana for conversion into national air ambulance.
But Akosro with the D11 and Concodu 17 cities here. And yeah, this time, world crisis are full of cost never introduce E11. Patotio. And yes, that time way, and ye be introduce some because a nuisance taxes are a bit affected the ordinary Ghanaian.
Yes, some phone you know, Koba, a PM Emma Juarius, Fanasia. And some are echoso oh my Ghanamu. Yadini na egu ama ahefo and what you know, panic of so do me I crowdwa as usual. Or Babe Bibi Semnim na edimun como. Finally, Malik Basintale Babontin Ababe in Sembiano after say MPP. Omere to no so say a youth employment agency wano. Malik Basintale at Discabi Eho and what you know, and Sembebre and a Freche. Eba quick one ebeko na edinkomo finally Ibrahim Mahama no kwasam se private jetta oya se or donate at the ama o my Ghana na ye de aye ambulance no kwasam se ade no abaso amasisi ameno kasei ensem bebre so ene fi ho eba enodan chance excellency John Dramani Mahama enkomo bebre ene freeman pani asoye eba when ensem foforo bi ni aboabo no a yedini nyina ebre ayefo baransana no abusia abeto da se Malik Basintale embifo na ebedi sankomo no omosisi katwitwiri die ana atoforcing ediama Malik Basintale a wadia se no na eno chi no Malik Basintale babonten ababe ye expose bi baransana no yekotie nkomo a embifo ni di a ekofas ensem bebre eba nti yeni kenti wemra yakoba yebetie Malik Basintale die no na fe no abusua ransem nim na edimu nkomo.
I'm holding this document which is coming from the Ministry of Finance because I don't have money. I couldn't print it colored. It is signed by Thomas Nyako Ampem. It is a commitment authorization for YEA, and they are taking over 360 million Ghana cedis from the government for several projects. Would you believe that when you check the appendix to it, Malik Basintale, who was shouting and clamoring for 6K men, 5K men, is now putting 9 million Ghana cedis, equivalent of 900,000 USD, into youth in Techiberry. Do you know Techiberry? Abedru. And you ask, since 2025, what have they done with it? And so if somebody is in Goldfields and he is questioning whether his job will be secure, it is because of the attitude of those in government. You pick 9 million Ghana cedis, equivalent of 900,000 USD, to go and do youth in Abedru, youth in Techiberry. Until now, we have not heard of it. They better not risk any low level of negotiation on the part of the state.
Right.
That is what I've raised. And indeed, the minority has been consistent with its position. Who has been commenting about this 24-hour economy? Aren't you in this country, when you had one job, 3 shifts, 3 people, that there will be one job? They are even not going to create any new job. There will be one job. They will be running 3 shifts. So just as you are sitting here, you start from 6 a.m., you end at 2 p.m. Then 2 p.m., somebody takes over, ends at 10 p.m., and another person takes over from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. in the morning. Has it happened? Has it happened? You ask yourself. And now some of the members of parliament are telling the youth to enter into Indomie business.
Okay, abusua kwakwe we ane nkomo a NPP for no edi die baransana no yensan ko na yenko tie nkomo a Malik Basintale adi afa sansem hu na Akroma ensemu achipa.
Inti, I mean, we all stumbled on this story on social media. First, when your commitment authorization be from the Ministry of Finance, totaling
Obi.
yes,
Obi.
yes.
As no main chairman won't be I am the CEO of the Youth Employment Agency.
Yes.
We have nothing like youth in Techie Berry production. Yeah. In 2025, and no payment of 9 million was done to anybody under my administration. I can't speak for the administration before me. What has here? So maybe a team will be here and not the mean. But I became CEO as early as January 2025.
Yes.
And from that time till now, I am telling you on record, say, many youth in Techie Berry Pia. You know, usually the YA is opened to a lot of proposals. Into Obi Wohoikra, say, proposal Bia, Osha say, yeah, a bit me abuama mabununa yumaya. So the baba anameba.
That's true.
Now with the bar, we will give you an opportunity to do your presentation. You present your budget and everything. Anameba. Into the companies that even came and explained youth in Techie Berry, in my opinion, Mamenka Nokreon will see so. It was a very laudable idea. Why? Because almost they are going to teach young people how to convert Techie Berry into tea bag and into local spices. And what when you say, my friend is saying,
yeah, Kwaususa, yes.
You know, say very healthy. So
that's true.
When you say it is one of the very hygienic crops we have in this country. And these people were going to train young people how they could convert it. Or they thought that I say for yes.
I
think that's what most people use it for. But they said there are so many other things that they could do. They can use it for tea bags. They can use it for green tea. Now so you're made in Ghana there. They can use it for spices and in the cacao. So when they did their presentation, I said, oh wow. Intimidation almost said, look, break it down and let me look at it. And they were even willing to train a single person, set the person up with the machines to do the conversion into tea bags and spices and all of that at the cost of 4,500. What is here?
4,500 per person.
That was what they were willing to do.
Okay.
They were willing to do that at 4,500. In Jamaica, no 4,500. This 4,500 every month. All the beneficiaries get more allowance. You know that. Every month we would have even been giving them 500 cedis allowance. You understand?
Yes.
As stipend. And the training was going to take between 4 to 6 months because they need to teach them how to use the machines and everything. In the youth now, about 2,000 people that they were willing to train now. When they train you, they will set you up with a machine to go and do it. These were the proposals they brought and other companies, the presentation. Aside what we do, I listen to people's proposal because the person can bring it up. But nothing like that ever took place. And no payment of that sort was made to anybody. In Kontompo, you can say lies.
Lies, and Kontompo and throw the same thing.
It's a barefaced lie. Nothing like that exists. We didn't train anybody in Techie Berry. No, 1 CD, say almost 9 million. No, the American say 1 CD, 1 CD. You are true every 1 CD. For anything.
Okay, one or two questions, Malik. Number one, was there a request from your agency to the finance ministry for commitment authorization, which request included a breakdown of activities and activities no more the cost share biya ho same up to 316 million. Finance Ministry masa authorization no, and it includes youth in turkey berry production.
In fact, let me even give you the entire procedure to how things are run. Minister will deal with it, but for the sake of your listeners, every agency submits a budget to a friend and Parliament. Do you understand?
Yes.
And then Parliament will go through your budget. Parliament will approve your programs for the year. Then, as part of the amendment of the Procurement Act, you go to Finance Ministry for procurement authorization. Mr. FDA, Obi, let me, Mami Bisao, does commitment authorization mean that the contract have been executed?
No. Say
okay, Abusha, bra, Mami Samu kwa baby.
Mejo suam.
And come away and I told you about quick one. Iye mongramwe.
Mami chaya your phone na. MVP bro.
Oh,
no more bre. Chen. Yem pest scandal. Now when grand can you scandal?
Nadia.
Would you me papa? Ade we say no kure say. Ghana the 9 million Ghana cedis. And yes say de kotu National Cathedral mana.
Oh yeah.
Tie nie pa. And yes ye kobubu ye de kobubula General Hospital na atu ogu. And yes say aye other foreigners wo embassies ye. Private individuals dying. And judges dying and ye de 9 million ikobu atu ogu. And you see the scanning come up so on from penti overhead bridge ase penti kake na mum no ye say you krempa the depend kwa say o di kodua turkeys berry any kwansusu ano the brighter member some nankasa so na mamenkire wo mfaso kakra e wo kwansusu ano ebia no obi nhyɛ da nim
Sana Malik Basintale kwa kire mu no
bebre aka ho when dey say waka de ene ayetie fie mu a ye nim wo no a ye se emamoja no ne ade no but yes scientifically aye approve a ye nim se konsusu ade maye ti senka ya mpampo se de san 9 million ni be hyem ama youth no de adua na nka de adijuma ye hwe so oba turkeys berries a mamenko key head benefit of turkeys berries na ye hwe was it treat anemia and boost iron. They are rich, natural source of iron, often used to boost hemoglobin levels, particularly when paired with vitamin C-rich foods like oranges to increase absorption. Anti-anemia, I don't know. Improve cardiovascular health. Yaka cardiovascular Akroma turkeys berry the etimi ye bi no no afi was reduce inflammation and infections. They possess antimicrobial, antibacterial and antifungal properties aiding in the treatment
ade no untimi mono English na kiremu twi ni yanko
like asthma
brofo no obre no kiremu twi ni yanko
tie wenya brofo we ye terms uko medical aspect o mu use enti nya brofo I'm going I'm coming where medical terms are make kind no di wa mo hu enti ano no asthma eboa afa wo se manage diabetes ese kire yade diabetes ye so ati ase afa ye nko o se support digestive health ma ukura wudi a etimi resa emamu yemre ema digesting tem ema nema konkan ebiem was rich in nutrients. They contain vitamin A and C for immune system support along with potassium and magnesium. Wow, ko sku kakra bia no nim ana afeye usage and precautions wo mde ni nyina ade agu hono nti se wo for turkeys berries apart from say ye tie fie now buy a local ayina yenim se ebustu emamoja enti ese obi oni moja se quality konsusu a yam ebi kura se famo kaka ho nam nom no mono no saa no the brata de setim ye de boanie enti se wondu a na se sa na tie dia na se nkoma ni kura menani aku ho ni aye ni yi a enke bedu baabi no ye betimi aye the correct exporter pa kase pa e wa Africa henna ye betimi export Turkish berry no ne ye dia konkrofo aman so ne anya bia ye betimi di bia ye mojaduro ni nura hodo bebre abi anya mfaso afiri ho enu tinka we no kra no kanya mfomso the only mfomso anka bebem ne say Basintale 9 million Ghana cedis ye no na Turkish berries na odi kodua no enko amfa enua afa yamra asem na nkasa so the issues is bibia sani ho so also even one cedi mpo say eni ho no na ni previous administration mpo onim so omo ye bibisa dia onim and wono so ba ye wo mo nye bibia sa and so we bra no oni obd nkoma na obisa obi sikari yesi atua maya na was there bi sikari yesi adia maya na os there bi sikabie no ayetua ne adia ma wo mo
we say no ya be kan say a proposal e maburu bi ede ko Malik Basintale ho ana NPP for nan saka proposal ni bi eno mo so mo de ba be expose but expose no go wrong
the brighter
asemo
and na me ne utie yi youth employment and agency omo bie wo mo pono de ato mo so obi a wani so ade hunu bie betimi aboa ama ye ma magura timi anya adwuma ye no o de ba na omo so atase na omo hyem so what do you do ni say you sit down no draw proposal no now the youth employment agency mpanyimfo de say Malik Basintale no omo so age no omo atwem na eno na obi a be kom kra na ya bibifo na bi kra na tenase eno omo draw sa Turkish berry plan we yemfa nkoma no ye wi ani esa dia ba abonten ni abeka se na eko eno obi de ni proposal dia ba eno kra say MP before say MP before or de akọ or de ko ye no no the issue is enke ye good papa
Malik Basintale chemu no Matias yepa
unim say ye de kwanzo say entozi abomunzo I'm telling you, so who you contomre still our own. And I said, would you contomre the obian say the count, but in toast still do one name.
And you power we hear the Anufi.
Oh, why you and name of Menay?
I said you see dear, what are you bedding?
And yet, Alpha Pa, I didn't my wedding.
Now who says some Chester who sit here now and say, oh, you don't cry at Yanaba, no be a dano cry, no near maybe unquia. One shall no bedding. Jabby will crumple wouldn't mean Yansabia, wouldn't maybe an enwa. Maybe officer will you at Tosini, and I be or the Babanu Coyeno. Wouldn't mean Yansa, I was so much no. Oh, my dear baby, and dear Sabbath can be a yedi. I said, wouldn't maybe an wanted you on Sabbath can be a betty, and only Munazo crying, I was all Benoit. A quadruple said the intention, a good nipango, a bubu nadigo. A tunim no grania wajo so benwa da bia out TV when why say ye and I always say kwakwabio da ben na beka se ma me je wa home mercy edit me eye adwuma ni wi am sa edit videos
in 24 hours we had it in 24 hours we had it in 24 hours we had it in 24 hours and no pakoko kura watimi aka bida da bia mo transfer ba anu tin wo mu jeja mo no ana afia santo ade ade ne kono wo se ka prekura woni bi waja no
Malik Basintale na akasa juri en kasa
enti sanate no aka me kura me no emro no sa no blend na wo de akantosi no ho di brata wo wie na wo distill na ho aka so akoso awo de abegun ahoden ko a wo de jollof frade ne na ba bia wu enu nti we no mfa so wo so bara wo ade ne tie ne se aban na nyini aban na eche 2 years ya na ewura mu yenye ba ye da no ankasa na dan ko akufo ado eso ina na ni na nka brusuo ne ye boro no ene Basintale ni abre pa ye se sa kwa na okobo sa soja ni wo eye Jubilee House ho no ene ono ye bodyguard edema IGP e ho Basintale ni abre no so pa sada no aye so na do ina sada na nkwasa sam ko so Jubilee House enti sada na scandal si parade na de wo ba ye wo 2 years ne bi nsiye
Sami Jamfi Malik Basintale MP for million pa
ne wo mo na dem andi si ba ba mu no
kujeto
Malik Basintale so wo tu ahwamabura di na chi wonya kasa 4k ne 5k ne hwanwa ya ahwamabura di na chi na nsan ya motesa ne yase wo yare no hu na se wo mo dodo no but na ya ni ji o ne wo mo ni ji ade wo social media so no ma ko fa yi bi no mo de abeto te so no AI ne de aba enu ntin these are the boys are wo mo de NPP and I say NPP ko opposition no mo bua ye de NDC ba bem and wo mo ba na ban so wo mfa so wo mo ayo e wo mo so ti aba na mo mu dibre a wo mu die enti say NPP a wo bra wo ba wo nya hwe no akwa akodi no enu nti sa na tie da these are the boys are wo mo de aban ne bae no mo de ko opposition enti ye nto se ne be ye be gu wo mo nimase enu nti wo de opa check sa nkrofo ya bobo mudin Sami Jamfi Basintale Sam George Nate ene wo mom keka hunya wo ma hyase plane ye de we bebom yamfa ye de we bebo ye sesa ye samoku je to ablaka wa okasa foreign wa nkasa ye no ye de aba ye sesa me jemfe ira ko bie gold e wo Dubai ye de aba ye sesa afekura de ayi Poyando o se sami jemfi na anhwe ne meyi ne ma ne yire papa ye koku no onte Poyando was a dear my oxygen regional minister wa kobu ogu these are the boys are wo ye adwuma a dear man you ko no e chi opposition
we no ko se twema dwen susu se MP for no ase omo de amamu say se omo opposition omo de amamu na omo se niema ho because sa dwumadi we ye dwumadi a enka etimi baso a I think say enka beboa mabunu no ama yenso so yenya niema bebre but it seems say MPP for no ase wo pesa de ne bebaso na ana what must see
exactly
ye be kan say omo say amamu no
tie din no wo tie din na o say Turkish berry not just a Ghana no originated no kra no e bi kra nya hanom ne fire
National Cathedral
dia abrofo no use papa
National Cathedral kwa mutam sika twitwi die koyeye
na me ne kwase bi je nwa chinyi ewo Facebook another issue won ti ase na me National Cathedral kwa mo ye eno na mo support National Cathedral but enne no die betimi aboa maburu nim se wo mu dua 9 million no se wo mo je ena wo mu dia Turkish berry no ena wo mo fa maburu nim maburu betimi employ wo mo awa afuo no mu wo mo do o mo guso o mo tete o mo package and at the same time who be boa medics no so anya adwuma ye because pharmacists ye de come o mo be frafram no frafro no mo de aye aduro ye de bia ye mojaduro ye de bia ye niema bebre ye package bi digu adaka mu ye bi powder a de ye nuane digu no but the name no MPP hu say no say beso a ebetinya create bibi because for the first time Ghana be ye omanya ye be exported Turkish berry na dim faso aba no man din sa be come up so because area se min hui na menya nso nya research na area me kwa akorhwe se omanya won na export Turkish berry park ase pa the brighter min hu bi
as an opposition I think say ba bia nka wose mo hweye na no ya pure water for omso mo baba betutum enu na wose as an opposition mi hu ni say ka wose mo din komo fa ho na o ajo butimi because nsuo de ahiafo nom asikafo nom tie na wose mo na nye dai adwuma Malik Basintale kwakoye bebo man Ghana ho na mo de mo yi kwakofo
enu o ma yese be ma ne ho bantem ompre wo ngugu sesia no mo sane ko munya botrempo nanka Malik say no kra onko no ngoje 9 million Ghana cedis no nanka ya hu se kwansu no wa anua nanka ya scandal kese pass wa die di ne dia bebo mpan ade ya ma yesa ne mo koje ampa dia bedua kra mo nya wanya ngoje nti won se mo ni magu ase bar mo twen nanka mo rese ne esi ko no ampa ya hu se finance minister dis kana man wa koje Turkish berries no so ya hra bosom mienu ne nsaka scan ye nuai ane ye nkwa abonten dia wo ka bi no and $1 no baby and 17 and ye tonsuo ne 10 cedis and an ye tono and $1 that so I 11 it you no betum za de koponi anaka wo de kopose we num ne ade a was a opposition mu boa adeva for ye from alliance wo mo so se wo beto lorry fam wo mo 30% ye adenti no beto lorry fam 30% ye petro bra mo de lorry fam kodu current standard ya ye wo mu ne ye to petro 25 cedis no ne ade and 17 ne ade and then nya kodu 25 no e ba fo ma bedu 9 cedis no mo ante ahenti ade so enti ande ne pagya no mu kakra kodu 15 ne eya wo so wo ba betu
and obi ka se sa ho no wo mpanifo no mguguo ni nyina ye MPP fo
di brata and was some na wonya MPP ni a e dey ne was nka ye we ne was wo hwe na nka opposition wo de abebom na Ghana fo nyina hu say they are doing something but they ni ho no mpese mo create no mo de be hye ho na I expose wo mo and now all the platforms all the social media ni nyina beda ho jandam mo ye jandam no kill jandam kill sane ma party no sa ko nechi enti mesra MPP amanyuko mo mpepre mo ntuma mpamerika and somebody ba wo nya abotre no mo sit back no mo watch no mo rese ne esi eko ansa na wo ne buma sibra wo de nsema betudwa ne nyina ya ta wachi
quick one rescue no so a picture bi edaso enti mehwe no mehu Ibrahim Mahama ne private jet no it was say Ibrahim Mahama's private jet depart Ghana for conversion into national air ambulance. And finally Ibrahim Mahama private jetter okase or donate at the ama oman Ghana no and say a travel akwa kopiemu amanonia ye kwa kotwana fe no ye di ambulance na shem na baba ye ambulance at the ama oman Ghana ni tenten ni tete wa nyina no quick one enimkom
answer we are kind na ebrofu the number can medical terms so when explanation now what the amani enkodwitwa wo womu kodenie mebi ne foforo de
womu kotwitwa no the ambulance no inside no womu betwitwa seat ni bi no matwitwa bi ahyehyem
they say wonu womu na ye adwuma na onim kwan won fa so ye air ambulance enti no a good idea good decision ne was any power aeroplane na woto ye kapre wom Ghana yetu ase na wode koto ye
so mo se ni nua John Mama sika John Mama na diska ima no de akoto
John Mama na diska ma na John Mama no onya adwuma John Mama as a president no onya adwuma
na MPP for say Ghana sika
no nya bi na mudi kotu cathedral no de emba say Ghana sika no de ma no de koto private jet mo de no wen de mo de no wen ana wo de adwan de akotena America na wo per residential permit e wo akotena wo no aya America ni ba no no and what no the first finance minister in the history of area say ebinsi da even China need ya Greek no kra no ya Greek na say okodi ska kra say corrupt kra what na wo me prosecute no ewiesi nyina ebinsi da wo ma bia ni wo bia ti wo so the first finance minister wo fra bemu a wani bosome abono mamu wo dwane ye okoye ene MPP ebinsi da it is a Don Mohammed is kan man no fine and what the kotoye and then na asa kwa ababesi na so yen san kan ya de tinkan fom so be ne wo and then Don Mohammed so na dis man no because Ibrahim Mohammed de obetimi di sika ton Ghana nyina ye ntimi fie sika nto because ye ni kapre na na dan ko akufo adoba wo de koko kosi awowa get fan wo de akosi awowa every photo bia ye body to heritage fan kona komisa and nyina so oni mo hwe and this ba no obebie foto ba no de akosi awowa ene koko hu nsema ye kesiri nyina na ne ye benye scam fan to nyina komisa akufo ado de koko fan ko ye so de ase enti adie na mo ba mo de ye ene nyame ndoroma o asempa aba ebia na meme bayare yo kene bi na ebia na wose ye fawiom hyani ade me ko mini ka prede but ebia na nyame besu afra mi na ebia na mpanyimfo ahu na yesi yemfa nko fa busua yemfa no nko Europe se na ebe obetumi akonya yarehwe because since I am mpanyimfo no hunyansa anya wo modre se ombesi be fitting tie asam na me can be fitting world class hospital anya doctors ni ani o ye wo doctors bi no ma ben cha abrofo no ade papa ya no ye innovation ni technology ye ye frempon boatin anu ono the first African na wote akoma de ti akoma foforo so e ma na ye adwuma enipa do se no training wo mo se no ma ni sibu ano nye se enia doctors no ye wa doctors no wo nurses no wa but akadie ye mfidie ni no mu ni bie nti ye se wo ko South Africa o ko UK ko hwe no ya de enye special doctor bia na wo na emu mfidie no na ama doctor na ye special enti onto se enyansafo beba mema ba ya mampanyimfo no ma wunyansa no mo si world class befitting hospital in Sasa National Cathedral no se woni nyansa ana aye sofo Ghana na wudi wo fudi akire ade ka so kwa hye ominimu aye wa pampamu ta wo na mabọ ho beti edi eche hallelujah because mu konya ba bia mo bagim correction mo wia no modie ade ntutuso dududie bu o ma no mo preaching hu mama Christianity aye se horror movie no mu kunya ba bia nka mbakwa ko je no magim sika akase wo ye sofo na nka onim nyansa kabra mampanyi fra mu amotena ase no kaka je nse papa yi yansu ye pese bedrum ne bi Nigeria ni so okohwe no yade a ye so ofoka okọ Ghana akohwe no yade instead say ye di be cathedral no de nyankopon kra ne je ho pa ne se ne ma hoden no mutumi kono mutumi ba no musom no wono kra ne mu enti ye fancy world class hospital kasia pa bi ni Africa America no ni UK no ne ebetimi na compete ni emfidie pa ye emfidie emfa hu wo sasase we so na afei no ohini bi na be yare a yankase yese na nako South Africa na nako UK president na be yare a on some for taxpayers money emfa ntukwa sa hospital we ne de beko
ye be boy Ibrahim Mahama baso
enyansa no ama
ye be boy Ibrahim Mahama baso
ye de ye cathedral and then ye obi onim nyansa Messias ka fo bebre na wa Ghana ha wonim se binum kra wo ska che Ibrahim Mahama
obi krase nkade ekwa de nkemfa mamoni ma Ibrahim ama
ompe nkrase sembia o kore no obi a ne box aye ba akopɛ sei eto krase to aye sa akɔ space sei ana hye no na wotwini nyina no hye no obɛka nkwasam de akyerɛ no ene hwe nkrase sem a wɔn mo yɛ ɔno obi te sɛ hyedon sa hyedon yank edua takis berry yank odi bia ka bɛmɛ na nu atimi atwe no ɔno hyedon wetimi tena social media so because of Ibrahim mama ni nua John mama nti no aka fo no de akyerɛ no hyedon fanti comedy we na wo ka otra ye kra na nka okobie ye indomie joint a enkanye wo ye mu ano no memma na ye indomie joint no wo to wo mo umumu wanimu kra nto wo mo but ye wo memma wo ye bi enti enne no ye nkotie we mama mwie enti ye de nyame asese finally anu pre na firi wo mem hanom na ekobroni krom de okoye ni nyina ne se omo kodane na amana ye air ambulance a bia dim fidia wodo be support life wo e de ahyemu enura wodo ne ade anse we no enye ambulance e private te wo so mo de niam bi ko hyemu e keka no mo decorating se de na wo ka no na ye pepepe nyankopon a Oma Ibrahim Mahama ne papa yefunu ane ba ma wo mo de da ya wo mo de nyinsen ne wo no se nyankopon na da ma oma ma e wo ga na ha no entimi anwu bi na entimi meka ho no mmebo na da ti Ibrahim Mahama ni wa yanya ne seso na etimi aminu mienu ye de sankwara ne bi baba de nya wote
quick one yenkonko tiewe mra NDC communicator bakwa dinkomo na ohwe de koso e wo wiase Iran mone America ne Israel ntokwa wo mo ko enkomo bre ena e koso ba quick one wo de yentiewe mra ne yakoba ye bewuram na afa ne ye biebiem na edinkomo
people will be blaming it on basically because your friend is saying the dollar rate no was low. But and then no, because of that stability, we are not experiencing those crises. And then maybe over me shop rice. All you need now aba former Ghana no, they don't have to worry about and maybe 100 Ghana cedis you be ochina me kokra no na market prices na as there's that stability in the system and the Ghana for hina appreciate it. We do acknowledge and recognize say a world crisis no is definitely going to affect and then who say and at the pump no full na the akosro kakra but akosro pono with the D11 no enko do 17 cities here. Meaning, let's be frank with ourselves. And the government has also shown commitment there because be possible to cushion the ordinary Ghanaian. If there is the need for us to look at our taxes, grandpa, they are ready and willing. And they are still negotiating with transport owners in the GPRT. And I believe strongly, say, somebody is doing something. We are not with Sir Subai, a hand time Subai, so and they are going through the crisis until we don't care. We have taken a responsibility. We have shown concern. We are committed. We are engaging. We are showing the ordinary Ghanaians say, which as a government we do not have direct control over it. However, this time world crisis are full of introduce e-levy. And yes, that time we introduce some nuisance taxes are affected the ordinary Ghanaian. Can say we actually appreciate what the Ghanaian is going through, and government is still negotiating. Say, baby, I say one massage not to yes, and the impact will not be heavy on the ordinary Ghanaian. And I think say that is the way I see a manager or any abino. And I totally believe say government is doing the right thing so that the ordinary Ghanaian will have that comfort.
Okay, Kwakwe, and come communicate di and I may say uram now be mu pa because NPP time. Omukasa COVID-19, Ukraine Russia war no ahadwea. Ghana for di wo matem. But any so about na konwa so. The same thing NSA as I say so no omo so start disan komo but as omo no de taxes awodo a NPP e de buy no. Wo mu fa bi mae. Eti komodie bebre ekoso amanfo comparison quick one ye momura
okay Kwakwe sawko records mu na wo check ya during COVID-19 era no that was 2021 to 2023 no NPP introduced 10 to 15 new taxes.
Okay
tienie pa 10 to 15 new taxes and ninina because of COVID-19 a na aba enu nti na aba na the taxes awodo na odekọ no the co parliament no introduce enu mu nyina na covid-19 free ebe d levy free ya eba no enti enya covid-19 health recovery levy eno no at 2021 article 1068 de 1% buy yenya electronic transfer levy e-levy eno so 2022 eno so sase for 1.5% ene buy afenya financial sector recovery levy eno so 5% levy eno no profit here before tax of bank and afenya energy sector recovery levy eno so 20% here yenya sanitation and pollution levy 10% here yenya growth and sustainability levy 2022 to 2023 yenya withholding tax on winning from betting lottery and game of chances yenya yenim tax betted eba ye ne ade yenya increase of VAT 2023 ye increase VAT no ekọ animu ene ade a enti covid-19 era no taxes awodo a NPP introduce ye no ebi ne mabobosu ene tax be na ban introduce so far me new din komo yima no tax be na ban introduce so far wonim
now so tax be no wa introduce a wonim
na me bi se wasam na so bi se masam
South Africa Ghana de sa
dabi nti ye mpese be Ghana de sa aban ne to be no de aba wonim enam sa ekun ya ekoso
ye de to wo mo efra bruche ba no port wo no airport wo
eno no almost more than say 14 years as I say nya bi da nti anya kun yi nti no mo de ye otie ni pa more than best 14 years ni nya bi da ti sa tax na wo kan enye because of Israel US and Iran war nti no mo de aba nti me specific catch us during COVID-19 era 2021 to 2023 10 to 15 new taxes and MPP aba introduce here so far me nhu ba kokra because of this war nti o mo de aba ma me fa no ntaa kakra mesa aba de me nua ba yi kan yi sa wo pe no kura wo mu ene atro wo ma simple because during Ukraine and Russia war no ene ma bibia bo ko soro petrol ko soro aduane bo ko soro na nya se aduane bo ko soro keke wo to no ne atum wo gina wo no ne atum enti se etna wo besi samre ya kebia nka na me no mienu kebia ye pese zakre besi agya ye nan ne apamu bi ne de agusu ne asa atete ne de ene ko ya petrol bo ko ya na kuru kokodu sura ama bibia bo ko so the writer and me no kasa 34th day and the form Mako 34 economy shall say 28th of February and Israel and I say US here and Israel call here omuko tututuo erigu Iran so 28th and then I 3rd April and yeremu the brighter the phone Mako 34 days and yakwan you read the second month of this war mu the brighter e dey na atomo Ghana hanom apart from fuel no e dey pa na betimi aka say me ko dwa so amekoto yatum ensio ne womatum
na say de ombetu
Mrs. so far de no womatum nya de ombetum where your future tense yeah can present tense as the future there to na nkomo kra style bi say ya usensio ensio womatum me bisa womatum
na utia no unnim say pure water on the seas bena da ye yo
na ye seas
na say den aye tum
ni komota no so ko face ada
o kan say dia me no nya adwi no t on the akabe 4 days pe na ya tum enti yemfa nka ho enti
na wode ka ho nya me ya dom na fofo na me ba ni ya tum anu aka ho asam ye ka ye di ted asam sisis aka 3 days mu a ebi kura na Yesu beba ne ni anya ntum ebi na temu da si ni anya ntum ebi na
ase se de osi di nko udi nkokora nkomo
anya nkokora nkomo ne
ene ya de aka ho
yemfa nka ho because sis ne mai until sis ni beduro never reflect no because sis ne kranka se duro bia kura de omo ko transe a omo ye ebo pon se omo betum kura bia no no omo wu na ntumu na anya ama eti yenka na asem tina me bisa se ena yete hei ade eni atomuo apart from fon ho yentu nsuom yentu bibia mu apart from fuel ye nyina yedim de ekoso Strait of Hormuz enne ye untumi fafa mo mfa ho wa de befa wo no na Iran foi no ma hye wiem sen no enu nti ama ho kwa atwe ana ama ne bo kosoro apart from that no memu na metoi saa ne yeto no no ya mi kodwa so de meto bia saa na meto no ye nto bibia mu ebiem aba ne mfa to bia mai ti se de compare NPP de no ni enne ya yewura mi obaga sa fine and this dia na enche na MPP dia na hyase na sa to we nyina so hyase say yi ni tineba because COVID-19 ba ye no 2021 mu 2021 na mu so na
ba so pa off air off on
off air then no off air then that be
ensure ya to me who na any power be complain who na any power be complain o
nka me complain o
wo dia ya manembra not start to tonsuo
ya hwefo nyina ne me ya adwen unso wo de obo nsem o me ka kire wo o me ka se wa adwen nye ye ka dia ted o 15 asem
e me chew say off air no uni ni pansuo boy wo be complain
me complain because me num nsuo ntinya me adom 6 ni dru na me betran ma bisa me nsuo ni bo na me nka ho asem
say wa o kasa say no edu a wo na be complain me say me complain ba wo na be complain come nsuo wan see no wo na be complain
me nya MPP for tie me nya MPP for mom na mutu bi kaza sia no abu atan no se yenkodu oni antuma no we ka wasanzen
o na se ne den so e betum
enti twan ne nu oni antum twan ne nu ni antum
we mankomo na
anya mankomo
e mankomo na wo di
no
ade no wo ye den a ye tum
yantum eye 6 and eye 3rd and nam ko ka 6 asa
6 no ko Monday ya o
na Monday ya dru and fie anana memene anana da bi na fie wo se me ko ka Monday asem
unimu ne ene kra unimu ne
ene fie wo pese me ko ka Monday
na me cho se unimu ne
na unim ne na unim na nka na 3rd nka abaka se atunsuom 3rd abra wa akro ya so se ye 6
misi ye betum
enti yantum kwa ku ye betum ni yatum no entunsu ye dantam no